So fast forward, Ultimate
Yeah.
Fighter is over.
Mm.
You come out the house. How quickly was the transition between finishing the house and kind of getting in contact with Dave O'Donnell and starting with the Ultimate Challenge MMA kind of company?
UCMMA was the biggest show in the UK.
Yeah.
And then I started talking to them, had that fight in, I think, September it was, or October. Against Jansen.
Yeah.
Against Jansen, and then that was it, basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about a little bit about the Jansen fight. Not too much, obviously. It had a big reputation in the UK. You know, the UK MMA, UCMMA company at the time, and I mean, from where I was sitting, you pretty much come in there and dominated the fight, and a really good way to sort of get yourself started and get yourself noticed, especially within that company. Talk a little bit about sort of what you knew about Scott, if anything. Or...
Well, yeah, I sort of thought it was the perfect fight because I was coming off the show with some, people knowing who I was and wanted to capitalise on that. I didn't want to fight anyone that was, unknown. I knew Scott would fight anyone he thought, Baroni, that's what he's probably most famous for.
Sure.
And he had some good wins, and I just thought, perfect fight in terms of that because he's a well-known guy in the UK scene. And then I went in there knowing that his skill sets, the way they matched up, I felt pretty confident.
Yeah.
And I just went in there. I obviously knew that I had an advantage on the ground against him. Probably in my wrestling definitely was better than his. So the opportunity came. I could see. I just thought from his stance, I think he sort of faced off. I could tell that I'd be able to take him down. I got that takedown, and then on the ground, and just the opportunity came, and I took it. I mean, that's the way it's got to be, really. But it was a good fight for me, and a good way to sort of come back nice and quick and put on a sort of dominant performance.
Okay, so 44 seconds after your UCMMA debut, you've got your hand raised. Good feeling, right?
Yeah, it was a great feeling. It was a lot of relief because I was like, I definitely felt that pressure, but after being on TY, the UK versus USA, all the UK MMA fans, who have watched it, probably, I don't know, I just felt that pressure on me that I had to, put on a good performance and definitely get a win. And it was a fight that I should have won. I probably was a favourite going to that fight, and I, put on a performance that was good enough, basically. So it was, definitely a relief.
Good stuff. Good for you. So we're through to February the 6th then. You've got a title fight. Only your second fight with Ultimate Challenge UK. It's a fight with Alberto Mina, who was obviously and still is quite highly ranked in that company. Unfortunately, that recorded your second loss of your career. I mean, in hindsight, I've seen the fight. I was there. We all saw the fight. And it wasn't, I mean, for me, I don't know if you agree, but it wasn't for me a, kind of balls out Dean Amasinger performance for me. Hindsight being a wonderful thing, we all take losses, that's the way it goes, but anything you would have done differently possibly for that fight to, kind of neutralise Alberto's skill set?
I think, I was going into that first round and I was planning to not be going mental, basically. I wanted to be calm, I wanted to take my time, pick my shots, and that was the plan. But I think I was just, I fell into that standard trap of being a little bit too tentative with worrying about the takedown. I've got good takedown defence, but I was just thinking wrestling more than letting my hands go.
Yeah.
It's difficult to say. Obviously, I broke my arm in the fight, and it's difficult to say how much that played a part in it, really.
Yeah.
At the time, I didn't know it was broken. It was hurting, but I didn't know it was broken. But you just don't know how much that played a part, and I'm not taking anything away from it. That's the way I look at it. I just don't know how much it played a part, and I'd love a rematch. But looking back on it, I think I should have gone to finish the fight more. I feel like I still, even though I wasn't going all out, I still feel like I was winning the fight. I think the first and second round I took, and definitely landed more shots. So I don't know. I think I could have done more. I could have gone for it a bit more, but I don't know whether subconsciously, because I was hurt, I just didn't have that aggression, or
sure.
I'm not too sure, really.
Sure.
But it's not something I really want to dwell on too much. I just thought now I just think I'm back fit, and I want to put on another performance that is, that my name is associated with. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Okay, so that leads us on to 23rd of October then, the fight that we're kind of talking about mainly, and Jamaine Facey. What do you know about Jamaine?
I know he can be quite mouthy.
Yeah.
No, he's a good lad though. I'm right with him. But a lot of people I've spoken to have been like, oh yeah, he's mouthy, this, that, and the other. But as a fighter, I definitely respect him. He's game. He'll fight anyone. He got a really good, really impressive fight against Emerson Lua. He always comes to fight. He's not, not one of these guys that he's ever in a boring fight. He's got good striking. He looks fast, quite unorthodox. He's got underrated ground game. I think people don't really mention it, but if you look in his fights, he's caught some good sweeps on people. And Dyson Roberts' fight, he got some good transitions as well. So, he's good. I think he's weak wrestler, but his jiu-jitsu and striking are pretty good. So, it's a fight I'm looking forward to, and a fight again that I think I'll match up well against. With my progression of the way it's been coming, I feel really comfortable, everywhere, and I feel that I'm better than him in every area. So I'm just going to make it an MMA fight. I'm going to put the pressure on him, that's for sure, and I'm going to just see what the fight. Where the opportunities, I'm good at capitalising on opportunities. If I see a takedown, I'll get it. If I'm dominating him on the stand, I'll keep it there. If I get him to the ground, if I'm pounding him out, I will. Or if I can get a submission, I will. I just want to, go in there and, put on my attributes and do what I want to do and stick to my game. If I enforce what I can do well, then it doesn't matter what he's going to do, because, what I do well is one of the best. So
absolutely. Absolutely. And just a quick stat for anyone who's listening out there: a Dean Amasinger win never goes past the first round. So there's a little stat. So watch out for that. Trying to put that one away early. Dean, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Thanks for joining us. One little thing that we usually ask the guys who do the interviews with us: Dean Amasinger in 5 years, where are you going to be?
5 years, I'll be in the UFC, I think.
Yeah.
Pretty confident of that. I think 5 years I'll be making my run to the title. I think. I reckon I'm going to peak in about 3 or 4 years. I've still got a lot of work to do, but I've been working with. I didn't get to mention this, but I've been working with Victor Estima recently. He's now the Rough House Jiu-Jitsu coach, and he's been taking on my ground game sort of different level. He's a different level. He's a level of jiu-jitsu that I didn't really know existed.
Sure.
Pretty amazing working with all us guys, and we're working with a new striking coach as well. And I just feel like in about 3 years, once I'm mentally and physically at my peak, that's when I'll be really doing the business.
Good stuff. Is there anyone else? Anyone else before we leave you that you want to give shout-outs to?
Yeah, I just want to thank my sponsors, Hypo Sport, Fit for Sport, Maxi Muscle, and that's about it, I think.
Yeah.
Just thank them for my support, especially during this time off. My sponsors, stuck with me. I've had a long layoff, and they, still been supporting me, and they will be, come October 23rd, so I definitely want to put on the show for them.
Roll on the 23rd, mate.